put God first, and He will lead the way for you. You're gonna go through. It doesn't mean that life is gonna get easier and you won't go through trials and tribulations, because you will. But those trials and tribulations that you go through is only to make you strong. Just have faith, believe in yourself, and push forward. No matter what happened yesterday or 10 minutes ago, always look forward. You can't see what's in front of you from looking behind.
Welcome to today's episode. I'm here with Joseph Knight. He owns a really successful detailing business. So let's get into it. Phace, Joseph,
Yes,
Phace.
Phace.
So can you tell me a little bit about your background?
Coming up, I didn't have much as a child. I had a brother and a sister. We stayed in Raymer, Tennessee, at my great grandparents' house. Older house. My dad was in and out of the picture, back and forth to Washington State. So my mom worked at Alka Glass numerous of hours to make sure that we had what we had: clothes, food, whatever to wear. The house we stayed in had multiple holes in the ceiling. We had ice cream buckets, pots, pans on the floor to catch the water. I went to Adamsville Elementary School. I stayed in and out of trouble. I was molested when I was a child, and it really didn't hit me until I'd say about 2 years ago. I was going through certain things in life, and I was asking God, why am I the way I am? Why come, I have a successful business, but why am I still angry? Why do I have trust issues? Why do I not have joy? And I was out walking one day at my sister's house, and all of a sudden I just busted out in tears, crying. And it hit me like it happened that same day. So I actually had to, forgive myself and, forgive the person that actually done it to me. I've been through a lot, but I never backed down from, a challenge. I've always, kept a smile on my face like, everything is okay. But I was actually battling things on the inside, carrying old luggage that didn't need to be there. And it was getting in the way of me, prospering in life. It causing commotion or things in between me and my wife. At one point, me and my wife had got into it, and things happened, and we were finna get a divorce. And I wanted to turn away from detailing. I actually I didn't give a D about this business. I didn't care about the business. I didn't care about myself. I was actually wanting to give up on life. Do something crazy to myself. So I got on my knees and I asked God, if you get me through this, I promise you, I will never turn my back on you. I'll do all I can to give you the praise and the glory. Well, almost a year passed. Me and my wife reconciled. We're better than ever. We're both chasing, not to say chasing the dream, but we put God first, and He changed a lot.
How is that getting into where you are now? Like what kind of lesson that, will make you who you are?
The lesson that it taught me is that you can't give up on yourself, that you have to believe in yourself first. No matter what the world thinks, past, what you done yesterday, the minute before, continue to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. You can't get through life just looking for someone else to pick you up and carry you. You have to believe in yourself and put your best foot forward. And what it helped me out with now is that I go back and I think like, okay, when I was going through certain things, no one was around. The friends that I had, most of them was out doing what they doing, and I'm stuck by myself looking at, really trying to find myself. But what I always keep in my pocket now is that, I go back and I read the Bible, and it says where, God gave His Son, His only Son, for me and for you. Not just me, but for you as well. So if someone can do that, give something away for me, they love me. So It doesn't matter what else is going on in the world. I keep in my pocket that, hey, God loves me. He gave His Son for me. And that's what keeps me going. Knowing that I have someone that loved me so much that they would give their kid or their child's life away from me.
So when you said you start doing this car detailing business, right? How did you get like started into it? Were you just happened to be liking cars or anything like that, or?
Well, when my dad was around, he does body work, like complete by ripping the top off, putting another top on, from painting. He does that, and I'd be around sometimes and watching, and I kind of got into cars, and I thought one day, when I clean one, I like the outcome of it, so I just started trying new things and doing new things, and I've been doing it since I was 17. On and off, I'd do it, and I'd go somewhere else and work. But I always found my way back to detailing. Like I can do it all day long. Most people are like, man, you're gonna tire yourself out. You're burning the candle from both ends. But with me, it's more than just detail. I haven't grasped onto it yet, but it's more than detailing with me.
Did you have any initial budget when you first started the business, or?
When I first started the business, I didn't have nothing. I worked for Jones Motors over at the Old Quality Building, and I'd come in the morning around 5 or 6, and I'd work to maybe 2 or 3 in the morning. I'd go home, take a shower, come back to work, just to have enough funds so I could step out on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I started this business with, I think I opened the account with $500.
$500.
$500.
Wow. Did you have to learn? Of course, you gotta have to have necessary skills to do what you are doing now. And how did you learn that?
I had my own car. I had an '03 Mustang GC. It was black, and I bought one of those cheap polishers from Walmart. I wouldn't recommend it now, but I just wanted to test myself, step out on faith, and see what all I could do. I tried it, and I liked the outcome of it, and I wanted to venture out and learn more. So I read on YouTube, or YouTubed a lot of stuff, read a lot of stuff, and then most of the time I just hands-on tried it myself, see what it could do.
Mhm. So that's pretty much how you learn to get where you are now. Do you like learn from anything, anybody, or go to workshops like something like that?
Yes, sir.
Just all you?
Just all me. Well, I wouldn't say all me.
Yeah.
It's I've got a man. My spiritual father. God, of course,
Hmm.
that leads me.
How did you get your first customer?
My first customer. I had done. I think it was a special in Adamsville. I lived at a house with a car wash, and I done a special where full detail shampoo, hand wax, motor bay detail for like $65. And that was me. I'd pull the seats, shampoo, just word of mouth.
Hmm.
Word of mouth.
Yeah, I seen some of the posts on Facebook that actually when you first make your Facebook page, I think
Yeah.
that was what caught my attention. That I posted some of the process of detailing that you take off all of the seats, and I was like, wow, So I think that's really what got my attention. Maybe the other customers as well that ended up reaching out to you, right?
Yes, sir.
So is that what you do now still for marketing side?
I still do that.
Yeah, any other marketing things that you do maybe?
I had got in. Someone was trying to get me to put it on a billboard, but I can put a million billboards all over the globe. But if the person really don't know someone that's actually been here and witnessed, the energy in the room, the encouragement, the detail work, then they're gonna be like, that's just another billboard with a person's name on it. Advertisement comes from word of mouth. Word of mouth is the best advertisement that anyone can get.
Mhm.
Anyone can get.
So can you share about your services that you offer here at the Phace Detailing?
Yes, sir. I offer steam cleaning,
Hmm.
ceramic coating, where you at least get a 2 to 3 step paint correction, hand wax, seat removal shampoo, odor removal, which everything here is 100% hand wax. I don't use any brushes.
Yeah, I don't really like it when when you
Yeah.
see people like cleaning their cars using the brushes.
In my mind, like it irritates me. It's like someone's using a hand rake on their
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
But yeah, scratch removal, wet sanding,
Mhm.
Possibly anything you can think of besides paintless dent repair and painting.
Do you specialize in any particular areas?
I'm a pretty good buffer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can buff one pretty well. But on top of that, I think my interior detailing would be up to par, 100%. I'd say, from removing the seats and shampooing, upholstery, dash. My interior work is what I'd say.
Interior work. Is that what people mostly come in here for
Yes.
when needing a detail?
Yes.
Yeah. And then pretty much you just kind of, do you do like upsells to them or anything like that?
Not really. If one come in for like a basic vacuum and wipe down, I end up doing a full detail on the inside. Like I can't get away from it. That's possibly why my customers refer a lot, because I go above and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, most say I should charge more than what I do, but I just love doing it.
You like people say, I guess, if you really enjoy something that you love doing, you don't really
Yes.
feel like working, right?
Yes, you're right. You love what you do, and you'll never work a day in your life, and that is true. That's true. Your body might be tired, but your mind is still on go. You can do this. You can do this. So I actually push myself. I push my flesh, like, hey, you're gonna listen to what I got to say today.
Yeah. All right. So another thing, let's go back to where you first started. You said you were working somewhere, and then you have to, when you get off work, you start doing your own stuff.
Yeah.
So, how did you know that it was the time for you to do that?
Like I said, I'd work at Jones Motors at the Quality Building, and I'd work up to 2 o'clock, and I'd get what I needed to do there. I think they wanted us to do at least 2 or 3 cars, so I'd get 2 or 3 cars done. Then I'd leave around 2. I'd go home, and then I'd start on my actual customers' cars, and I'd probably do 2 or 3 there at the house. And it got to a point to where people were calling me, hey, Phace, reach out to Phace Night or Phace Details. And then I was like, hey, something dawned on my head, like, ding, you need your own business. You need your own building. So I reached out to Chad Jones, Brad Jones. They were the owners of this building. And I said, hey, my customer base is spreading. And I'm possibly moving my son from Adamsville School to Hardin County. Is there any way that you have like a building that I could rent from you? So, I can do my customers' cars as well as y'all's, and they placed me here. I had this one.
Okay, so that was what make you the jump, I guess, pretty much. The customer base again growing, and so it was the time for you to move on into something bigger, right?
Yes, I had had it in my mind for years. I'm gonna have my own building, but fear of this could go wrong, or I can't just depend on doing cars and work. And what about my bills at the shop, my bills at the house, my son, my daughter, my wife, my family needs stuff. Don't do it yet, don't do it. So I delayed, procrastinated for years, and then finally, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I stepped out on faith.
For the people that wanted to start in this same business, pretty much, what are the essential equipments that they need to get? Like you said, you spent, your initial budget was $500, right? So what can you get to start with that kind of money? Or
you can get an automatic pressure washer, a generator, and a small compressor. That's what I started with. In which water, and I wouldn't recommend Dawn dish though, but you can go to a parts place and grab some soap and wax, that type of car soap. The main thing is discipline, faith, and believe. But discipline is the top here. Gotta have discipline.
we'll talk about, you got your own building here now, and how did you scale it to having your own employees and to pretty much where you are now?
I had grown so much to where I'd had like 5 or 6 customers wanting to book in one day, and I was like, man, I can't do this all on my own. And that's what I was actually trying to do everything on my own. And my mind would be tired, and I'd miss something, or I'd forget to write someone back, or I'd be like, hey, I forgot your car been done 2-3 hours ago. So I was like, hey man, I know this is my business, but be open minded about, hiring people or find someone to help you. We all need help. It's just that pride get in the way of things, or you can't, I don't trust someone to do it the way I want it done. Well, that's where it comes into where you teach them. And you can't just look at someone and say, I can't trust them, because, you can't lose trust with me. I mean, you can only lose trust with me. I can't meet a new person and be like, I don't trust them. No. Because I know what I've been through. And if I can change, then I know everyone else can too. Only thing you can do is lose trust with me.
Is there any challenges when you first started doing this and what are the things that you overcome the challenges?
Oh, challenges is bills, equipment, and the employees. And then on top of making sure you treat every customer with 100% satisfaction. All that's on your mind. It's been times where, to be transparent, it's been times where I'd be behind 2 months on my house rent, 2 months behind on, the business rent, worrying about how I'm going to pay my water bill, my light bill, how I'm going to, do certain things for my children or my family, on top of trying to be a pillar in the community, not just detailing the cars, but scholarships, sponsoring people. My heart is big. Sometimes my heart was bigger than my wallet. And like I'd always get the back end where, hey, I've done this, I've done that in my mind, and I'm like, man, you behind on your rent, you behind your light bill, your water finna get cut off. That's the biggest obstacles, was that just wondering where things would come from before now. Stressing over this or anxiety over that, and my work is not doing this and doing that, and sometimes it made me just want to quit and give up.
Yeah, but you don't quit. You
I
just
don't quit.
Keep going.
You keep going.
So, what are the most rewarding aspects of the business, like for you personally?
Me personally is, say I get a vehicle in, and where I guess a customer bought it from someone and it's got stains all in it, and they really don't want to ride it. And I get in and I do my works on it and make it look like a new vehicle, bring that new vehicle feeling back. And just to see the smile and, the joy, the value that the customer's money or whatever, however they paid, brought value. Not just that, here, I'm taking your money and here's your vehicle, but I actually spent, time, effort, and I cleaned it like I would. Like I clean my personal vehicle. So value, knowing that the customer got value for their money.
Doing this for a lot of years now, do you experience any bad experience with customers, and how do you overcome the situations?
Yes, being kind-hearted, being too big of a heart. I guess that's what most people say. I'm a giver. It doesn't matter if I have it or not. I've always, here or here. And it's been sometimes where a customer would have an attitude or snappy over the phone, or why is it taking you so long? But you gotta realize that this is Phace Details. This isn't so and so detail. If I do something the way you want it done, then it's not me. It's not my business doing it. I don't like being rushed on anything. I like to take my time so I can do it right. That way the customer can get, once again, value for their money. But it has been some times where, rudeness. But after the fact of the vehicle being done and then seeing it, wow. It's like they forget all about, I wanted my car at this time. It's just a way of how you react to it. If someone comes to you negative and you go back to them negative, then it's going to be a negative situation. But what I've realized is when if me and you are sitting here talking, it's not just me and you, it's you, me, and then it's the atmosphere. How I portray my body language, my voice. I try to keep that in mind. It's not always just me and you talking or me and the customer talking. It's the atmosphere. How my facial expressions look. So you got to keep track of all that.
Hmm. So again, kind of like you said earlier, when people are looking, they were like kind of in a bad mood, and they see like cars looking all clean. So it's all the quality that you
Quality.
gave them, right?
Yes, sir. The quality
Hmm.
from
Okay.
the moment they stepped into the door, or the moment they called with an attitude, to the moment that the details done, and then they're coming to pick the car up. It's all the way how you portray your image, your character, positive encouragement.
Yes,
It's what I've always learned is light drives out darkness, love drives out hate. So you
that's right.
got to
That's
be the
right.
bigger person
Right.
always.
How do you stand out from the other car detailing business?
Encouraging. It's more than detailing with me. It's being encouraging, being a helping hand, not only for here but the community. And I'd say the last thing is going above and beyond on a customer's car. If they, hey, I just want to vacuum and do my windows, and I end up doing cracks, crevices, blowing under the seats. Sometimes a wash, a wax, a motor bay detail, like that actually stands out more. That hey, I only asked for this, and you gave me all this value. Again, once again, value.
Value. Okay, and you mentioned community earlier, and also you mentioned about doing the scholarship, right? Can you
Yes, sir.
talk a little bit about that?
Well, last year, 731 family, and along with Phace Details, we done a scholarship for seniors in Corinth, Selmer, Savannah, Adamsville, for just write like a quick paragraph of I guess what you're going through in life, where you're going to college for, or why do I keep forgetting this stuff? Uh, just a quick paragraph of themselves, just explaining who they are and what they want to accomplish in life, and what would the scholarship do to help further their career in whichever they choose to take in college. And we done three. We was gonna do one, but we ended up doing three seniors. We gave them 500 apiece, and that's just a blessing knowing that you can help someone. Like once again, it's we're put on earth to help our neighbors,
Hmm.
not just for us, because this material stuff is going to go. But what we do with in between that time period of being born and then expiring, that dash is what people remembers.
Do you have any plan to do more? Like, are you gonna do it like every
Yes.
yearly or?
Actually, my wife started a personal training. It's called Body by CK right now, but we're getting together this year and we're gonna do one.
Mhm.
She's supposed to be getting all that typed up now, but we're doing one this year.
Okay, okay, that's great. That's great. Okay, let's move to no. So people knowing you as Face, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Now, is there anything like stand behind it, or how did you come up, with the Face?
Huh. No one actually knows this, but I I'll share it with the world. As back what I was saying, my past, or anyways, my mom and dad were married. They had already had two kids. My dad wasn't really in the picture much. Well, she became pregnant with me. First, they thought she had was it food poisoning? I think it was food poisoning. But she ended up finding out that she was pregnant, and she was going to get an abortion. Thank God she didn't. That also lets me know there's a purpose on my life. She's gonna get an abortion. Some way my dad talked to her. I wouldn't say my dad stopped her, but God had a purpose for her. And she ended up not getting one. So I'm here now. PHACE stands for placed, here, after, confused, events. So, and I had that name and I ran with it. I just want to let everyone know it doesn't matter how you start a race. It doesn't matter about what you went through in life or what you done 10 years ago or what your past says about you. Just, put your best foot forward, get closer to your maker, which I don't know who everyone else's is, but mine is God. I follow Christ. I follow Jesus. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be what I am today. So put God first and he will lead the way for you. You're going to go through, it doesn't mean that life is going to get easier and you won't go through trials and tribulations, because you will. But those trials and tribulations that you go through is only to make you stronger. Just, have faith, believe in yourself, and push forward. No matter what happened yesterday or 10 minutes ago, always look forward. You can't see what's in front of you if you're looking behind you. You will, if you continue looking behind you, you're going to fail, you're going to fall, you're going to trip. But if you do trip, get up, wipe yourself off, keep your head up high, and press forward. Press forward.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I guess, one of the things was a long time ago, I was driving, and I got this thought in my head, like, keep looking back in my rearview mirror, like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, if you keep looking back in your rearview mirror, not looking forward, you're gonna crash, right? So it's kind of like,
That's the same thing with life. You have to focus on something greater than what you're going through. Negative thoughts, drop that out with positivity. Every action first requires a thought. So if you think negative about something, the possibility the outcome is going to be negative. 85% of the doubts, the fear that we go through in life, it doesn't even happen. It doesn't even happen.
okay, looking back at the where you are now to way long before when you were like 17 years old, let's say, is there anything that you would have changed or?
In the mind, in the flesh, I would say, yeah, but knowing things that I know now, it's actually what molded me to be the person that I am now. Everything that I went through, it wasn't good, but God made it good. If we go back and change something, then something else may happen. So you just roll with it. You learn from your mistakes. You grow from your past. It's just like the plotter. He's molding it. There's gonna be times where it flip over and fall, but you add some water to it, spirit, and remold it. It's stronger. So I wouldn't say that I'd change anything, because I'm actually stronger than I was yesterday. Just knowing everything that I've been through, that I'm an overcomer. And if I can overcome it, then anybody else can. It's just believe in yourself.
You were giving a customer of a seed, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh,
And how it's, I guess, have a related to, I guess, kind of like the business side of it too.
it's more of the faith and the fear, because that's how I started, was faith. And then in the Bible it talks about faith. All you need is faith the size of a mustard seed. So no matter what you're going through in life, either your bills or children, school, finances, faith. Believe that it's done. Trust God that it's done. Not us as humans want to, because we're in a physical realm. We want to see it to believe it. But that's where God wants you to step outside of your boundaries and believe to see it. And that's where a whole lot of stuff changes, when you actually start, believing your maker, or believing God, believing Christ, that your bills, finances, your children are going to act right, or whatever it may be, the case may be in life. You believe it first. But we're so stuck on this physical realm, like I can't see this table because it's not there, but I see this table because it's here. You got to retrain your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is in the mind.
Yeah. So I was just like, this kind of one of the things that stuck into me too. Like when I seen the post, like, that is amazing.
And I'm glad you brought that back to my attention. it's funny how God does things, and then like you don't even notice that you're doing it until later on, 3 4 years from now, you're like, wow, He's been paving this path out for me this whole time, and I've been da 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 doing things my way, and so eventually you just stop, take a break and realize like, hey man, He's been like once again the potter and the clay. He's been molding me into this true identity that He created me to be this whole time. Man, I'm glad you brought that back up.
Yeah. Do you still do that now, or?
I've ran out of those. I know somebody said I could go to Hobby Lobby and get them, or probably can go to Walmart, the mustard seeds.
Yeah. So in a way, kind of once you get done detailing, you put that in their vehicles, kind of like, I guess, spreading the words and.
Yes, sir.
And yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
So I want to also talk about. I've seen on some of the live video that you've been doing, you put your, I guess, you have your son, right, including into your business. So,
Yes,
what are your thoughts about that? Like, what is, I guess, what make you want to do that?
well, I've from the background where I've come from. I was saying my father was there, but he wasn't there. Just having my son around, seeing him laugh, seeing the ups and downs, seeing him smile, on top of teaching him something that he could either put in his pocket or put on whatever you want to do in life. You can always learn a trade, and then just really just having a time with him, being with him, teaching him. Don't want no other man teaching him something. I brought him here. It's my responsibility to show him the ups and downs, that hey, nothing is given to you in life. You can pass away today, and girl, you're not gonna get buried for free. So even when you pass away, it's nothing in life is free. Is basically what I'm telling you. You want something in life, you got to work for it. You can't say that, hey, Dad, I'm turned 16. I want this car. No, you get it, but it goes to the story, the first miracle that Christ did when they ran out of wine. He got the barrels of let's say the jugs, and filled them to the top with water. So you got to give God something to work with. Same thing with business and life and wanting this and that. He wants shoes, he wants clothes, he wants phones. Okay, you come and work for it. It's not that I'm being hard on him, but life itself is hard as you make it.
So teaching him from the early stage, I guess,
Teaching him from the early stages.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right.
And he actually does a great job at it too.
Yeah, I saw the video. This is amazing.
12 years old, and he can detail a vehicle. Not only detailing, but he does, landscaping with his pawpaw. Like he's a worker. He's not the type that actually sits on the computer or the game. He want to be outside. He's an outdoorsman.
For the entrepreneurs out there that want to do their own business, do you have any advice?
The two words of advice would be fear and faith. Fear and faith. If you never do something, you never know you can do it. So you have a thought in your mind to becoming an owner of this or doing this or whatever you have in mind to do, try it. And if it don't work, try again. If it don't work, try again. Learn from those mistakes or mess ups and fix them, critique them. Don't give up on yourself. God didn't just put us here to do this and do that. He give you something in your mind to do, and you do it, and that's how he uses, like, for example, Phace Details. Most people think it's just a detail shop. But I know that God is using this platform for me to reach others.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see it. So if you have something that you've been wanting to do and you feel like every time you try to do it, it's something negative just pulling you back, maybe that's a sign that you need to go ahead and do it. Something's keeping you from doing it because they know once you realize, hey, this is my purpose or this is what God is wanting to use, then it's like the enemy or whatever it may be, doubt in your mind is pulling you back because you know once you realize that, can't nothing stop you.
That's
So,
right.
faith and fear.
Faith
and
and
believe.
fear. Believe.
And if God didn't believe in you or me, then He wouldn't have ever gave His Son.
Thank you again, Face, for coming to the show,
You
for
are.
all of the insights about the business and what you experience. So again, thank you.
Yes, sir.